Okay, hopefully this will be a short video. So I'm working on the 1999 Jeep Cherokee. It has HID bulbs in it, and it came that way when we bought it a couple of years ago, so probably around 2017, I think. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of HID bulbs. They are brighter. I'm not a fan of the conversions, I should say. So we got this Jeep, and it had HIDs, and it's the blue ones. And probably a year after we had the Jeep, apparently must have taken a rock or something, and one of the lenses broke. And this is why, one of the reasons why I don't like HIDs, because the parts are not readily available at a parts store. You know, I like to be able to just go somewhere and get a headlight and put it in. So I thought, what am I going to do? Because these are kind of an off-brand, and here's what they are. They're MTX, and there's a part number, 7x6. And these have LEDs. Anyway, so yeah, I broke the house. The housing got broken, the glass. What do? Went online. There, you know, you can still order this, but there's like one place that sells it, one off. And cannot believe this. I lucked out. I went on our local Craigslist, and this guy had them. He had just the lenses, no bulbs. He's like, yeah, I got a set, never use them, brand new. So I bought these. I don't know what I paid, but you can see the blue LEDs in there. So yeah, so luckily now I've got a spare in case we break another housing. So that's the first thing I don't like. And then, like I say, you can't buy the bulbs locally. At least I can't find them where I live. Okay, so this video is a repair / upgrade. A while back, the passenger side headlight was hit or miss. Sometimes it would turn on, sometimes it wouldn't. So there's some intermittent problem. Of course, I tried changing the bulbs. I ordered, these are by Xenon. I think they're Pro HID. I could be wrong, but I think that's where I got them, somewhere online. And you know, they're nice bulbs. They seem to work well. So the original bulbs that came with the MTX, I'll show you that. They still work. There's nothing wrong with them. But I want to show you these. And so these have get a good shot of this. I get it in the camera. Okay, so this is your you know, the long bulb on the left, that's your HID, and the little short bulb on the right, that's your standard halogen. So when I was working on this, I don't remember what I was doing, but for some reason I went to remove this halogen bulb thinking that it just plugged in there. Well, it didn't. Let me show you the original one, the one that the other side. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is what they look like when you get them new. Hold on. Let's get that into camera. There it is. Okay, so it's got that white thing. So I thought that was a socket. You know, bulb died, whatever. So I grabbed hold of that thing and tried to pull on it. Well, these are not plug-in, and I ended up breaking one of these. And so I went to like Walmart and got a, you know, typical 55-watt bulb, and then I tried to solder it. Well, you can't solder the little wire in there because I think it must be like tungsten or something. Anyway, bottom line, I had to rig this, you know. I don't remember how I did it even, but anyway, I got one in there and it was a pain. But yeah, so there's an advantage and a disadvantage to these. Okay, the advantage of this system is the halogen bulb works off your factory wiring, and of course the HID has a ballast box. So the idea is if something happens with the ballast box, you know, the HID system, you still got as a backup your high beam, your factory style high beam. Okay, so that's one advantage. But the high beams on these are not very bright, and I think the reason why is because of the housing. You know, the housing's got this big reflector, and I think by the time it bounces off that and goes, you know, 2 or 3 bounces, it's not very bright. I mean, they'll get you home, but they're not really high beam. So that's that. So those came out. Those bulbs are still good. Okay, but we still got a problem. So like I said, so I bought this this whole kit. But what I really wanted is I'm going to replace the ballast and all the parts, the electronics, because there's something is intermittent on that MTX system. So I'm going to end up, when I get done, I'm going to have 3 sets of bulbs. The bi-xenons that are in there, and I'll have the original, you know, these halogen xenon, and then I'll have bulbs with these. So now I got all kinds of bulbs here, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to leave the bulbs that I have in there and just change out the electronics. And then like I say, this is that's what the kit comes with. You know, I haven't really looked at the instructions, but I have installed, like I say, this system on my wife's car, so I am kind of familiar with it, and it seems to work really well. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, just change out the ballast and whatever these little boxes do and whatnot, and that's it. Alright. Okay, quick update. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace just the one side that's bad. I figure the other side's working fine, and I'll just keep the other ballast for spare parts and just change out what's bad. But I noticed something when I went to reach down and I touched that, and it's a little warm. I mean, it's not hot, but I was surprised just sitting here running that it got a little bit warmer than. Anyway, so I got out my heat gun here. I don't know if this probably won't show up, but yeah, I'll just tell you what it says because you probably won't be able to read it. It's saying well, 99 degrees, okay, 99.5, okay, and that's the one I've been having trouble with. Okay, I'm gonna go to the other side. You probably won't be able to see this. I'll just, okay, it's showing about 69 degrees. Let's see if it shows up. Probably not. 69 degrees on the other one, maybe 70. So quite a difference. There's definitely something getting hot in that box. So yeah, that's definitely something in the electronics. There we go. You can kind of get a shot at 99.5. We're pushing almost 100 degrees, and you know, I've just had these on for less than 5 minutes. So okay, anyway, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Just make this real quick and easy. Just going to do the one side. There's something obviously wrong with that ballast box. Okay. Okay, just a quick little tech tip here. If you're working on one of these 99 Jeeps on the headlights, I always suggest taking out your parking light / turn signal. And the reason why is when you get to these 2 bottom screws, you got a pretty good chance of dropping one of those behind there anyway, so don't even fight it. Just take that out. That way when it falls, you can find it. That's the first thing. Second thing, common sense. Make sure that you put the top to the top, because guess what? I did it wrong when I put these bulbs in, and you're going to get some really weird headlight action if you flip this upside down because of the way the high and low beam is. I forget which way it is, but let's just say that the low beam is down here and the high beam's up there. So if you flip this upside down, your vehicle's going to do this winking thing like that. So anyway, yeah, I made a common sense mistake, so just be aware of that. Top goes to top, and take this out. Okay. Alright, we're back. So I got the new ballast in, and seems to be working so far. Yeah, so I got the bulbs that are in there are from Pro Tuning Labs is the name of the company. And I just went online and typed in the type of vehicle, and that's where I got those. I believe they're bi-xenon. Okay, so my big pet peeve again with HID and why I don't like these conversion kits is, first of all, your headlight system is a critical safety device on your vehicle, and it seems like all these kits are made by these obscure Chinese companies that are not concerned with safety or liability or anything. So these kits, they don't come with any instructions. You know, it's all plug and play, but I like to know how things work and understand, you know, the systems and whatever, but there's just nothing. I wish that one of the major companies that make light bulbs, you know, Sylvania, GE, whoever, would make these kits and have some good quality control and online support, whatever, instructions. Then I would be, this is why I'd rather just run factory halogen bulbs. You know, you're putting all your safety into a bunch of Chinese companies, you know, low quality control. And these things are just, you know, well, they're cheap, you know, these like plug-ins and stuff, and a lot of times you get these and the ends are all out of round, and they're just, yeah, I mean, they work, but that's where we're at nowadays. You just can't buy, you know, good quality stuff unless you spend a ton of money. So anyway, yeah, they work, they're brighter and all that, and hopefully it'll stay working and we won't have an issue. So that Pro Tuning Labs, I want to mention one other thing. And this is, again, I don't like this because I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't know what these parts are, but there's a little box here. I don't know if I'll be able to get a good shot of it, but right here, let's see if I can get a shot of this. Yeah, okay. So it comes with this little box, and it doesn't tell you anything about it. So when I bought the bulbs, I just paid for bulbs, but it came with this like junction box, I guess we'll call it. I'm trying to get a close-up of that. It won't focus. Anyway, wiring harness controller, that's what it is. So anyway, it over here, you can't really read it, but that's a fuse. Now, I kind of like this. This is one thing I liked. It comes with a fuse here. And then I don't like hooking stuff directly to the positive battery, so I hooked it up to the post on the fuse box. So it's getting direct 12 volts. It's a 25 amp fuse. And the original setup that was in here, you take the factory wiring and plug it into your ballast with some adapters, and it does that on each side. Well, this one I only had to use I'm using the passenger side factory wiring, plugging into all this. I just needed to use one side to turn it on, and I'm not sure, but I'm just wondering if this might have a relay in there. And it doesn't tell you what's inside there. I wish that would focus. Anyway, it's all in Chinese anyway, literally. Most of it's in Chinese. It just shows some connectors and things. Anyway, if that is a relay, I think that's a good thing, because one of the problems with some of these HID systems is I think they take a bit of current. They take about 10 amps to start, and anyway, it seems to be working. I was going to see if I could read that. So it says, yeah, it just says it's just connections. It doesn't say anything about what's inside there, I guess. But they do call that a 12 volt wiring harness controller. Anyway, it seems to work, and again, I don't know what half these parts do, which I don't like. But anyway, it's working for now. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I don't know if anybody's going to find it helpful. It's kind of a mess in here, but anyway. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Okay, a little more info. So I checked the heat on the ballast. They're both around 80 degrees, 70 to 80 degrees, so they're about the same. But I noticed that the passenger side, when I checked the temperature right on the bulb, it's right around it's going up to 162 and a half. This one here, this is the old ballast. I'll let this thing, oh, there we go. That's about 148, just under 150. So I think the right one is a little bit hotter.